Hello, Ate Jo. I am currently in a 2-year relationship with my boyfriend. We're both third-year college students. We're fine po, pero minsan dahil sa mga issue ko po sa sarili ko, nagkaka-problem kami. The assurance is there, pero minsan talaga feel ko, kalaban ko yung sarili ko. Ask ko lang kung paano nyo na-handle ang insecurity in the first 1 to 2 years in the relationship niyo po ni Kuya Les. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Letters to Joe. If you guys want to hear some more advice from me in this long format version, you guys can also send your entries or your letters in the link in my bio or in the caption below. It depends where you guys are listening this from. Alam mo, I absolutely hear you. I am not a stranger to retroactive jealousy, insecurity about myself, alam mo yun, comparing myself to others in the beginning of my relationship. Again, I'm not a stranger to that. And I've gone through the same thing that you have. But I want to say to you as early as now that there is no way around it but through it. Parehas tayo. We've got a bit of arguments kami ni Kuya Les Paul nyo in the beginning of our relationship, and it's mostly about petty things rin now that I have realized it. But I'm glad, actually. Una sa lahat, let me just put this across na sobrang swerte mo that your partner is giving you assurance that you may not realize that you don't need it. You may not rather realize it now na kailangan mo siya. But in the future, and as you go and as you stay in this relationship, in hindsight, that's actually one of the reasons why you're staying in the relationship. Hindi mo lang siya napapansin pa. Kasi the reason why I say that with confidence, it's because ako rin, I always say in one of my videos before or during my lives before na, alam mo yun, parang I'm a person who doesn't need assurance. Kahit sabihin mo sa akin na magiging busy ka, kahit iwan mo ko, kahit di mo ako kausapin the whole day, I'll be fine. Just as long as we have like a communication, there's this, I don't know, like a written in stone na okay tayong dalawa, at the end of the day, we should be fine. But then I realized at the end of the day na Les Paul has been assuring me ever since the beginning. Hindi siya napagod ng kaka-assure sa akin, whether it was through words, whether it was through acts of service. He was assuring me from day one and until today. I can assure you na hindi nagbago si Les. And you would notice that because recently I have been posting some videos of us from 2 years ago, yung mga videos na pinopost ko na nireregaluhan ko siya ng mga gifts, ganyan. Again, back to that is that you may not realize it now na kailangan mo siya, or you may not realize na feeling mo parang wala lang, it's not affecting you in any way, but it does. It really does. And sometimes it only takes the acknowledgement from your partner to appreciate him or her too, na thank you for assuring me. This is a step for us to grow even further. And I also feel like your partner can only help you so much. Your family can only help you so much. Your friends can help you so much. But if you don't acknowledge that you need professional help, and yes, you can also receive professional help, we should also try to explore that option out there, that if you think that this is something na yung mga taong nakapaligid sa'yo na hindi ka na matutulungan, I think that you should also seek professional help. I wish though, during my time, I wish I had also seek for professional help. Pero nung time na yun, I don't know. I don't know why I never prioritized it. I really wish I did. But if you're gonna take my advice, if nandun na siya, if nandun ka na sa point na parang wala nang nakakatulong sa'yo, kahit yung sarili mo, kahit yung mga mahal mo around you, I really hope and wish you could also explore that option. Now that I'm saying this is that another thing to take note is walang makakatulong sa'yo kung hindi ikaw. Alam mo yung minsan meron tayong mga kaibigan na laging nagpapahingi ng advice sa atin. Tapos, kahit nung humihingi sila ng advice sa atin, hindi nila pinapakinggan. Well, aminin mo na. Aminin mo na that sometimes you are that friend. Whoever you are who's listening right now, you are that friend. Sometimes. At a part or a phase in your life, you were that. Aminin mo na. Sabay-sabay tayo. Yes, Ate Jo. I was that friend at a phase in my life. Now, the reason why I'm opening this up is because sometimes kasi we are that person na kailangan lang natin ng mapag-oopenan or someone or a friend that we can confide in. But you see that sometimes etong mga friends na to, alam mo talagang yep, I am not the person to help you. I am not the person that can help you. Minsan may mga ganun. So I really wish na sometimes when this happen, hindi tayo mapanghinaan ng loob, di ba? Again, your question was, ask ko lang po kung paano nyo na-handle ang insecurity in the first 1 to 2 years in the relationship nyo ni Kuya Les. To be honest, apart from those was acceptance that I am insecure. I was rather insecure. Now, you have to figure out though. You have to figure out kung bakit ka insecure. What's the reason behind you saying na feel ko kalaban ko sa sarili ko? Saan? At anong bagay yun? Bakit mo nasasabi yan about yourself? Saan ka insecure? Now, when you figure that out, but trust me, it's not overnight. Sometimes it takes months for other people to figure that out and to also accept it. Kasi sa akin, I went through like an in denial phase where I felt like, no, I'm not insecure. Like, I'm so happy with my career. Like, I was a radio DJ nung time na yun. My career was soaring. Parang papunta na ako dun sa mga gusto kong mangyari sa buhay ko. And I thought that there's no way me, Joe, could be insecure about anything else. But I will say though that it is quite common. Actually, it's quite common than we think, ha? Yung mga insecurity in the relationship, insecurity about the past relationship, and they call that retroactive jealousy, diba? Let me know if you guys want me to talk about that in a more in-depth version because I've recently actually just talked about it siguro mga probably like fourth quarter of last year. So if you guys want me to talk about that in a more like in-depth, more than 3 minutes video compared to TikTok, just let me know. Now, where was I? Ayun, acceptance. But again, I'm telling you na hindi siya overnight. Again, there are some people that would take months or even years to figure out kung ano yung reason, ano ba yung tinik na yon sa puso ko na hindi ko maintindihan about myself. So I really wish that you also take the time to figure that out on your own because no one can ever point that out to you. And even if they do, there is no higher power than figuring it out yourself. Kasi kahit ako, parang ang taas ng ego ko na actually, pag narinig ko yun sa mga friends ko, tapos tama pala sila, parang malulungkot din ako in a way na parang, oh my gosh, they figured that out about myself. But I feel like really take the time to figure that on your own. And now that you figured that on your own, it's time now to communicate sa partner mo. Kasi alam mo ba, naalala ko pa yung time that I really had a problem. Nagkaroon kami ng problema ni Kuya Les nyo. And I just couldn't hold it anymore. I was trying so hard, trying my best for Les Paul not to know it. Everyone around me, my friends knew it, my close friends knew it, obviously my sister knew it, except for the person who should have known it. Kung sino yung unang dapat na makaalam nun, siya lang ang hindi nakakaalam. Actually, I don't know what triggered it. Well, matagal na rin naman na. It was like, 7 years ago? 7 to like 6 years ago. So, actually, I don't know what triggered it. Basta all I remember was, we were in the living room, and I was bawling my eyes out. I was literally crying in front of him saying na, ito yung problema ko, ito yung nararamdaman ko, this is what I feel, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, actually, nakwento ko na to in some of my TikTok videos in the past. I don't know if you guys have watched it, but kwento ko na lang ulit in Spotify or YouTube, wherever you guys are listening to this from. So, I was bawling my eyes out kay Les. And I kid you not, hindi ko maintindihan yung nararamdaman ko. I felt like I was so embarrassed. I felt so helpless. I felt so defeated because, ba't ganito yung feeling? Why does it have to be like this? Na parang, sana hindi ko na lang kinimkim. Sana inopen up ko na lang sa partner ko about my insecurity of mine. Na matagal ko nang nilalaban sa sarili ko na sana inopen up ko na lang sa partner ko para hindi siya ganito kasakit. Na parang hindi na ako makahinga halos. Bakit ganun? So when he heard it, he was like, huh? Anong nangyayari? Where is all this coming from? Now, when I say this, for me looking back, parang ang unfair. Actually, hindi siya parang. It is unfair. It's unfair sa partner natin na we just we're holding our cards and waiting for the right moment to pull it out. Ang unfair niya, kasi parang binibigla natin sila na bigla may problema pala tayong ganito, tapos may mali pala silang ginawa, compared to opening it up to them in the beginning where you feel like, oh, this will be in the problem in the future. But again, disclaimer lang tayo, this has only worked for me. I will always try to say this because we all have different relationships naman, di ba? It's also similar to all of us having different personalities, different decision making. So again, disclaimer lang, what works for me may not works for everyone else. And if you choose to take my advice, go ahead. So, ayun, I think it's unfair lang kasi nabigla ko siya nung time na yun. Kasi nung ino-open up ko sa kanya yun, I felt defeated. I felt hopeless. I felt so embarrassed and I felt so, basta parang ang bigat ng pakiramdam ko. But then I was looking at him while I was like crying my eyes out. I was looking at him and he looked so confused. As in, hindi mapinta sa mukha niya kung ano yung sasabihin niya sa akin. And I felt so sad and I felt like I wasn't doing my job as a partner who's opening up to her partner. Parang pakiramdam ko, I always say this in the past, na Les Paul or my partner does not deserve this version of me. Ayun. Yun talaga yung naramdaman ko ng time na yun. Parang, kesa sa, inopen up ko yung issue ko, na ako sana yung mapapakinggan. Ako sana yung makakapag-isip kami ng, how do we say this? Makakapag-isip kami ng way on how to figure out what should be done sa issue ko. Mas naisip ko pa na, parang ang lungkot ko. Hindi ako malungkot para sa sarili ko. Mas nalungkot ako na on the receiving end of my partner, nabigla siya. Yun. And sometimes I really wish that, and sometimes, again, I really wish that all of us, if you get to hear this, I wish that kung ano man yung sasabihin natin sa mga partners natin, not only sa partners natin, family, friends, work relationships, I really wish that kung ano man yung sasabihin natin, makikita natin in the end point or receiver's perspective. There you go. Bago natin sabihin yung mga bagay-bagay. But again, I completely acknowledge the fact na ubos ako parang kinimkim ko At the same time, kasalanan ko yun kasi kinimkim ko, 'di ba? Tapos, di niya alam kung anong gagawin niya. Parang bigla kang nabuhusan ng information. Para kang sinampal sa mukha ng mga information bigla-bigla. And you're supposed to like act agad-agad on what's the perfect way to address it. 'Di ba? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine kung ikaw yun? Kung ikaw yung nasabihan ng gano'n. Doesn't matter if it's relationships. Let's say if it's like anything work-related. Na biglang, okay, you do this, 10 tasks today and you don't even know how to do it. 'Di ba? Can you imagine if that's happened to you? Kaya, for me, How do you address it? This is at all, and kahit anong order mo gawin, for me, is try to accept. Accept that you're insecure. Accept na may problema ka. Pangalawa is to address it. Kung kaya mong to seek for professional help, if you have the resource to, please do so. If kaya mo naman ng walang professional help, please talk to your friends, your family, and most importantly, yung partner mo. Kung kaya mong unahin ng kausapin yung partner mo sa mga issues about yourself or about your relationship, then I really highly suggest na yun yung gawin mo. Kasi after all, it's your relationship, 'di ba? Sino ba namang hindi makakaintindi sa'yo kung ang problema mo about your relationship? So, syempre, dapat yung partner mo yung kausap mo, di ba? I really wish, that somewhere along this relationship of yours, you find the courage and you find the time to figure this out. If not alone, with friends, if not with friends, with family, or if not with any of those, with a professional, with a professional. And there you go. I really hope I'm making sense here. Again, if you guys want to hear some more advice from me, and if you want to send your letters or you want to send your entries, you can send your letters in the link in my bio or in the caption below. Again, this is Letters to Joe. New episodes, by the way, guys, every Saturday at 1 p.m. Thanks, everyone. Bye.